Media mogul Tyler Perry, I like saying media mogul, I want to say it again. Media mogul Tyler Perry, that's what he is raising awareness about the coronavirus vaccine in a new special for BET, which is owned, by the way, by Viacom CBS. This is video of the filmmaker getting the first dose. Grady Health System in Atlanta approached Tyler Perry to get the shot to help get the word out. Black Americans, if you have heard, are disproportionately affected by the virus, and 1 in 3, think about that, are hesitant about getting this vaccine. Perry's new special aims to provide the facts about it, and in this clip, he talks with Grady Health System Dr. Kimberly Manning.
I'm hearing people say they either don't want it or that they're going to wait to get it. If you want to wait to be able to, come into community, to go to your family reunion, to be able to do the things that get us back to living, I think those are things to consider. And I've been saying to, my loved ones, this is about us.
Yeah.
This is about us. The folks that are really taking the hardest hit are the people that are in your contacts in your cell phone if you look like us.
Boy, Tyler Perry joins us first on CBS This Morning to discuss. Good to see you, Mr. Perry. Let's get started.
Good morning.
So much to talk to you about. Were you reluctant to take the vaccine yourself before the doctors at Grady Health System approached you?
Well, when Dr. Del Rio and Kimberly, but Dr. Manning, when they called up and asked if I would take it to encourage the community, I thought, I will do that, but you've got to answer all my questions. And I thought, well, while you answer my questions, why don't we record it so you can answer questions for a lot of people in the community? So, yeah, I was skeptical because if you look at our history in this country with the Tuskegee experiment, Henrietta Lacks, and things like that, it raises flags for us as African-American people. So I understand why there's a healthy skepticism about the vaccine.
I understand why they reached out to you. I know you're certainly younger than 65, but they thought if Tyler Perry gets it, it'll send a strong message. What questions did you have for the doctors? I'm curious. Give me your top 2. What did you want to know from them?
Well, I wanted to understand the technology. I mean, we talked about everything from the Spanish flu of 1918 to what is happening now to where it came from. But I think my top question was understanding mRNA technology. And Dr. Kimberly Manning and Dr. Del Rio did an amazing job at explaining that and how this new technology has helped to come up with the vaccine so quickly. Because when I heard things like warp speed, I was really concerned because this last administration and all the pressure they were putting on the CDC and FDA, I don't know, I didn't really feel like I could trust it. But once I got all the information, found out the researchers, I was very, very happy.
Tyler, it's Anthony Mason. Kaiser Health has done a study in the early days of the vaccine rollout. And I mean, it bearing out what we've been talking about, the fact that there's a distrust here. Black Americans are being vaccinated at a dramatically lower rate, which is really alarming. So what do you think needs to be done here to build confidence?
Exactly what we're doing, the special that I'm doing for BET and having an opportunity to ask experts questions. The first Ebola patient in America was at Emory Hospital. So I got the top experts here in town. Dr. Del Rio is an epidemiologist who is brilliant. And to be able to ask those questions, and not only for myself, but share them with the community. I've got people who love what I do and kind of follow me. So I think once they get the information, that it'll help them. And what I told them is that I'm not taking this vaccine because I want you to take it. I want to give you the information so you can make your own choices. So I think that's what it's about, education and information.
Mm-hmm. They always talk about the reaction. That's another thing people are afraid of. I've heard, number one, which vaccine did you get, Tyler?
I took the Pfizer. I took my first one on the January 4th, and I took the second one yesterday. And I had no reaction the first shot. This shot that I just took yesterday, I woke up with some aches and pains, but I took some Advil about an hour ago, and I feel fine now. Yeah,
but they said it's very common that, you don't have a reaction to the first one, but you can have a sometimes dramatic reaction to the second one. But it doesn't deter you. You still don't regret taking it, right?
Not at all, because here's the alternative. Here's what you don't understand. The problem with this COVID-19 virus is that you never know how it's going to affect you. And I've had people who have died that I know. I've had people who have had long-term health issues that I know. So you're making the choice of getting a vaccine, and even though it's 95, 96% efficacy, what happens is you are reducing your chances of ending up in the ICU by 100%.
Yeah.
So I think that's just important that people know that you don't, if you take your chances with COVID, you never know how it's going to affect you, and it could affect your long-term health.
Tyler, you're absolutely right. We can talk about side effects, but we shouldn't forget the main effect, which is that protection against COVID-19. And when we're talking about reactions, I'm actually interested in the reaction to you. As you engage with people online and as you talk with people in the community where you are, Have you succeeded with convincing anyone in particular that's been important to you? And what was that experience like, that conversion of going, okay, they're skeptical, but listen to me, this is good for you, and then they make a change?
Well, I tell you, this is why the special that we're doing on BT on Thursday night is so important, because I have a crew that works for me, and they're largely African-American people who are all skeptical about the vaccine. When they sat in the room as they were working the cameras and doing hair and makeup and all this stuff, they listened to all the information. And by the time we got to the end of it, they all wanted to take it. So I think, again, it just goes back to getting the correct information and getting it from people that you trust and you understand. I think this last administration did a lot of damage in eroding trust when it comes to this vaccine. But the information that I found has been very helpful.
Listen, I'm just saying, I know Medea's retired, but if there ever was a time for Medea to weigh in on this subject, seems like she would have something to say.
I'm getting that damn vaccine. I'm getting that damn vaccine.
That's the thing. People believe Medea because Medea always speaks the truth. But let's talk about Tyler Perry, because the Oscars are coming up. You are getting the Humanitarian Award. Whoa, congratulations, bravo. What did that mean to you, Tyler, when you heard you were going to get that? You see the list of people who have received that, and now your name is added to the list. I love this.
I was completely shocked by that, because the thing about it, Gayle, is this: where there's a need and I have the ability, I just want to show up. So to see being honored with the Jean Hersel Humanitarian Award, that's beyond moving. And I'm so thankful to the Academy for it. So I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Doesn't get any bigger than that. Tyler, you made a point of announcing that you were flying back to your home state to vote in the Georgia runoff election. Bet you're glad you did now, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, I still don't have the absentee ballot.
You still didn't get it?
December 4th. We are still waiting for it. Still waiting for it. I'm glad I came back.
Yeah, because the reason you went back was you applied for an absentee ballot, but as you said, you never came. But Stacey Abrams gave you some advice.
Yeah, and it was really simple. She just show up and tell them you want to cancel your absentee. I walked in, I had to sign an affidavit, and I voted in person. There wasn't a line, and it all worked out. But yeah, I'll let you know when that absentee ballot shows up.
Well, let me tell you, Tyler,
very curious.
As somebody who's done a little reporting on vote by mail, it probably is never coming. That thing is gone. But your vote counted, so that's all that matters. Talking about other votes, there's a vote coming up in the Senate in a couple weeks. Or probably more than that, actually, when the trial starts in the impeachment of President Trump, former President Trump. I'm just curious, the more we learn about the siege on the Capitol on January 6th, the worse it seems. I'm interested in your journey, both your reaction on the day of that riot and then how your thinking has changed as we've learned more and the days have gone on.
You listen, it's beyond heartbreaking to watch, to see so many people seize the Capitol, one Capitol that slaves built, right? That you got these Confederate flags walking through where slaves actually built this Capitol. And for me, it was heartbreaking on so many levels, because I believe in America that is more inclusive than that we all can stand, that we can disagree and still move forward in what we're doing as a country. Yeah. So to see that kind of division, to see what happened there, shocking, beyond heartbreaking. I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad we're moving toward healing. And I really hope that that's what's going to happen here.
You know, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have a podcast. You were one of their first guests.
Why do you always do this, Gayle? Why do you always do this?
You don't even know what I'm going to ask you. You don't even know.
Right.
I mean,
okay. They have a podcast. You were on it. And you said at the time for 2020, you were handling it one day at a time and with prayer. So I'm wondering, what is your wish for 2021? I wasn't going to ask you no personal questions about Harry and Meghan. I was asking you about this.
Well, my son, 6 years old, he wrote a beautiful letter last night. He said, "Dear Mr. President and Ms. Vice President, please make sure that everyone has access to food." I thought that was really amazing, right? So he's clearly got this gene from me and my mom and just all the stuff of helping. So my hope is that we all do what we need to for the stimulus package to get the people in need what they need, so that we can fix this pandemic we're going through.
All right, Tyler Perry, thank you very much. How's Harry and Meghan doing? I'll see you later.
Anthony, I love your shoes, by the way, man. I love your shoes.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bye, Tyler. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Talk soon.
Bye-bye. You can watch this coronavirus special on BET and BET Her this Thursday night. I love all things Tyler Perry.